Hello there, good morning and welcome to this quick Elite FPL video where I just want to address last night / yesterday / today. We'll start with today, whether you're aware or not, whether you care, which most of you don't. I am going to the AEW pay-per-view All In, which is at Wembley. So pretty much once this video has finished, which is going to be in the next 10 minutes or so, I am going to be turning off my phone, or more specifically, I will not be using any data on my phone whatsoever. And the only thing I'll be using my phone for is probably documenting my day and putting up as a vlog on Total Stevo. But the only thing I know about today is that apparently, according to FPL Raptor, and he got his information from someone called Main Road, which in turn, City Extra, one of the biggest Man City Twitter accounts, has then decided to use it, tells us that Foden and, I've forgotten his name already, Akanji, haven't travelled. And apparently Foden is going to be travelling on his own. I did see people talking about it last night briefly, but I just didn't really want to address it. I just wanted to get some more clarification myself last night after the stream. But the fact that these two, more specifically one of the biggest City fan accounts, decides to retweet it as well, tells me that there's probably a lot of truth in it, and it's just absolutely typical. Because I'm not going to lie, I immediately thought of Fire Talk, and I just said in that stream a minute ago that it's Akanji versus Vidali. Now all of a sudden it's Vidali versus Matty Cash, and I'm grateful at the fact that I have got a playing player on my bench, but like I said, I just don't think we're going to be scoring today against Aston Villa. My heart says 1 or 2-0 Aston Villa. My head says 1-1 or 2-1 to Villa, maybe us scoring 1. But the point being is that I don't think that there's less of an upside basically to Matty Cash getting a clean sheet compared to Akanji, as a simple example, which is why I'm really hoping Sheffield United score today, which is very, very unlikely. I'd probably put about 20% chance on it. Foden, on the other hand, I really, really hope plays, because it's not just me, but there's many, many others, including Jason, that brought Foden in, and it looks like there's a small possibility. Again, he may not be playing, which is just absolutely enough. But I'm not going to know any of this. Like I said, I'm deliberately turning my data off, or more specifically, I won't be turning my data on. So I'm not going to see anything. I just want to have the day with my brother and my close friend Dale and just forget about football full stop. Because I don't want to be sat in Wembley singing, here we go, I've become Judas on my mind. But in all seriousness, I don't want to be thinking about football while I'm at AEW, or finding out that, like I said, Burnley have lost 4-1 to Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins getting 2 goals, DRB with an assist and a goal, along with McGinn, who got a goal. You get the idea with that. I don't want to know. I really don't want to have that on my mind, and Judas on my mind. And then certainly with the Man City game, I don't want to be finding out that, yeah, Foden didn't start, he didn't even play a minute, Akanji didn't. You get the idea with that. So, yeah, and then, like I said, there's a very, very small possibility, unlikely, but a very, very, very small possibility that I could stream tonight, but it's very unlikely because I'm not going to get back home till very, very late, so I don't think I'll be doing like a Monday morning, probably do a video like this on Monday morning or whatever I choose to do. But no, I just want to talk about yesterday, really, and I know that people think I'm a miserable bastard. I don't proclaim to be anything but. In fact, I actually go out of my way to tell people I'm a miserable bastard, and yet people still think, no, you're happy. No, I'm happy around friends and around people that I've got a good camaraderie with. But unfortunately, when you have been via online trolls, when you're being kicked down, it's very difficult to, don't get me wrong, the online troll comments don't play on my mind, but when the online trolls are saying one thing and then my outcome becomes correct, you have to defend yourself. And from my personal perspective, like I said, I just keep it real. As people say, well done for keeping it real, Steve-O. I love it. I love the fact you keep it real. Thanks, but it's not me keeping it real. It's just me being me. And again, if you don't like what you see on screen, you ain't going to like me in real life. Hence why most men, and I mean men, hate me. I can't stand blokes. I think blokes, I've talked about this on Total Steve-O. I can't stand men. I hate them. Most of them are just testosterone-fueled tossers. And every time they see me, they just put up this defensive block. Not all guys, but quite a lot of them. But again, this is the gym world we're mainly talking about here. But I do come across a lot of guys that every time they see me, they just put on this defensive block, or they get really shy around me and stuff. And it drives me up the fucking wall, to be honest with you. And yeah, like I say, most men cannot stand me. So again, if you don't like this content, you certainly won't like me in real life. And when it comes to like I say, us doing this online, I'm fully aware that there are X amount of hundreds of people that watch this stuff week in, week out, that enjoy it. And to be completely blunt with you, I wish those individuals actually put comments in the videos, but they don't, which is fair enough. Whereas the majority of comments we get are from complete strangers that occasionally I may recognise the odd person here or there, but the majority is just people that have just randomly turned up, just seen the video or the stream, and they've just decided. Most of the time it's relatively positive, but then you get the odd one here or there that decides to put a troll comment in, and it's just like, Jesus Christ almighty. Again, I reiterate this point, like I said to Animations last night. Think about your own behaviour. Do you go out your way and watch a YouTube video and then you think, oh, I hate this, I'm going to have to write a comment about it? I don't. Like I said, I just stop watching their stuff. Like I said, now YouTube give you the option to never see that channel recommended to you again. Brilliant. Click, click, click. It's great. So I never have to see stuff like Matt Does Fitness or Eddie Hall ever again. It's brilliant. And yeah, I remember seeing a comment last night actually in the live chat, and they said, these issues you have with content creators is more of a deep-rooted issue. I'm thinking, not really. My issue with content creators is that they're fake. I hate fake people. Now that could be a deep-rooted issue as to why I hate fake people, but I can't stand fake people. I hate hypocrites. I've always said it my whole life. I cannot stand hypocrites. It drives me up the wall. I'll reiterate this point. Most people hate this channel or don't get along with it because you've got me or Jason that will talk about anything but fantasy football. Yes, we will talk about fantasy football, but the majority of time, like this right now, is not about fantasy football. As I said last night, the second I kind of stopped talking, I'm like, I really can't be bothered to answer questions about what I think about this player or what I think about that player. I don't even care myself. I genuinely don't even care. So trust me, why would I want to be sitting here pretending, keyword being pretending, aka being fake, and go, oh yeah, I think this player is really, really good. I think you should be doing this because if I look at the data here, it says that X. No. I see it all the time. I've spoken to death about this. When you watch other fantasy football live streams, all of it is just answering questions. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do, fine. But I'm telling you now, when you see some of these videos and then after a while they're just like, yeah, just do this. Yeah, just do that. Deep, 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 deep down, they don't want to be doing it. Because if they were really that interested, they would be answering the questions with some enthusiasm. Nowadays, they're just like, yeah, because why? Because they've seen the same question 150,000 times over and over and over. But because that person is super chatted, they have to answer it. They've got to answer it, which is fine. Again, that's their market. That's what they do. But you can see that they don't enjoy doing it. You can just tell. It's no coincidence that then the second they start talking about anything but that, oh, they have a smile, they get infused, they're enthusiastic, they got a bit more about them. It's like yesterday when I saw Mark Goldbridge when they conceded the second goal, I think it was, and the initial reaction was genuine anger. He was fuming. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh shit, better go back to the safe Mark Goldbridge now. It happened within split seconds. You may not be able to pick up on this, but I do. Like I say, you can see the real person for who they are, and then you see the on-screen character, shall we say. That's why the world of wrestling is so fascinating. Well, not nowadays, but certainly back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Most wrestlers were basically portraying themselves, but they just upped the personality by 10. That's it. So you believed in it. Not all, but a lot of the wrestlers were just basically up in their character. You take the likes of The Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, as 4 simple examples. What you saw on camera is pretty much what you got in real life. Shawn Michaels is a perfect example of that. What you saw on camera is what you pretty much got in real life. That's why it's so fascinating to watch it from a human psychological study, picking out what's real, what's fake being said on screen. It's fascinating, and it's the same in the world of YouTube content creation. If you watch someone that is clearly enjoying what they're doing, it's good, fun, and enjoyable to watch. Simple example would be Jeff Marshall. Jeff Marshall, the guy that's an enthusiast about trains and the world of underground tube stations, etc., etc. Why do I enjoy it? Because he enjoys what he does. His hobby is train spotting, so now his job is train spotting. He's not having to force himself to do certain things. Whereas, for instance, in the fitness world, when you got some muppet like Matt Does Fitness that's forcing himself, and by the way, he's openly admitted this, he's forcing himself to do these stupid videos, and as openly admitted says, I don't enjoy doing this. People like me see, right, I don't want to watch this crap. Whereas someone like Matt Tennyson, as a simple example, huge fitness channel, does these silly little quirky gimmicks, but within reason actually looks like he's enjoying it. And I've never really seen a fake side to him. Don't get me wrong, he's got all these quirky edits and clips and stuff like that. But within reason, it's enjoyable content. The only downside is that it's just the same thing every other week. So for me personally, I may watch him once every 2 or 3 months. I don't see the fakeness to it. He's not being forced into doing what he's doing. I mean, you get, like I said, you go to the world of fantasy football and all these people come out and say, yeah, but I enjoy doing this. Right, well, I've watched you live and you look like, you make me look like Ned Flanders. You spend half the fucking time just looking at anything else but the camera and the chat. Because basically, your gimmick is, well, people are watching me because I'm really good at the game, which quite rightly so. And they're just waiting on my every single word so then I can hear that bit of gold dust and a bit of gem information and go, right then, I'm going to act on what that individual says. I'm just going to do it. Done. Hence why all these all these FPL content creators have come out and started defending themselves over Sterling. Well, the data didn't say this, the data didn't say that. Don't worry about it. Seriously. You don't need to worry about it. Again, like I said last night, if some idiot says, I don't want to follow this guy anymore because he didn't recommend Sterling, I asked him, should I get Sterling over Fernandes? And he said, no. I'm now going to unfollow him. Fine. See you later. You've got 100,000 subscribers. Don't worry about it. But they do worry about it, as I said last night. People watching this now thinking, you're speaking absolute shit, Steve. I'm not. when you study this stuff, because I find it really, really interesting, when you study all this and you come to like some basic conclusions, you're like, yeah, I'm pretty much right. There is one individual that does actually look like he's pretty much taking the piss out of you. I'll be completely blunt with you. He's taking the piss to the point of where he's basically using you people that are watching this stuff to pay for his life, which is fair enough. I can see right through it though. He seems like a perfectly nice guy. But what he does, he's literally taking the piss, and yet you people don't see it, which is fine. If you enjoy this individual's content, brilliant. And he does very, very well, like really well. But he's just taking the piss. Another individual, I've occasionally watched their stuff, and I just think, you are possibly the most condescending arsehole I've ever watched in my life. Get the fuck off my screen. And yet, they are relying on people like you to watch them because they want to continuously bombard you with information about what player to buy. Yes, obviously they want to do well at the game because it boosts up their numbers. Of course it fucking does. I reiterate this point. If me or Jason, for some godforsaken reason, we're at the heights of where Vijay is, for example, 1000th in the world, we'd be on there going, rank 1000 in the world. Jason does a -8. All the views come pouring in. It's no coincidence that the other day, when I put out some poxy little title that said, I'm wildcarding, it's double the amount of views because everybody just comes along and goes, I need to see what this guy's done as a wildcard. I've got to see it. I've got to see it. It's embarrassing. This is why with our channels I keep banging on about, in going full circle with what I said earlier about keeping it real, we're just us. And if people want to be part of the journey, brilliant. But you are going to be in for a journey. If this is too, not necessarily intense, but this is too, what's the word? Open and frank. I reiterate this point. See you later. I already noticed it last night. Once I told people, if you don't enjoy this channel, just unsubscribe. Guess what? Our subscribers went down. It's great. So it tells me those individuals were only here to get fantasy football advice, tips. What's this guy going to tell me? Because this brings me perfectly into this comment here. Regarding, where was it again? There was a comment. It's brilliant, isn't it? Someone basically said something about coming here, not just coming here, but people that just come to fantasy football channels just for tips. It's a complete waste of time. Just enjoy the game. Oh, here we are. From Just a Dad posting stuff. If you take a -12 and it ends up in 1 week within 4 points of breaking even, then that's a huge win. -12s are risky, but they can pay off. And when they do, it's the whole fun of the game to go your own way and ignore the crowd exactly. And I just basically made the point here. Remember, show me the Mane, the individual that just vanished off the face of the planet. Literally every week, -8, -12, -16. Every week, he was always up on the deal. And he was like 30,000th. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely extraordinary. He was dominating all our mini leagues. All our mini leagues were being dominated because he was taking all this hits. Because he knew that he could see that, wow, this is an individual who is looking like he's going to tear it up in this next game, whereas this individual isn't. I'm bringing him in, I don't care. So, for instance, he would have done like Sterling in for Fernandes as a simple example because of the fixtures. MFP saying, don't let the fuckers bring you down. Let it bug you for a moment, then move on, which is pretty much what I do. I'm not good at doing this. I'm just saying, thanks to both of you for being this kind of footy/FPL content that isn't pick this player or you're an idiot, tell me who to pick, or you're an idiot, just tell me who to pick because I can't think myself, etc. And this is it. This is exactly it. It's why I've always enjoyed real content, not this just without wanting to go over the same bloody thing over and over and over, just answering questions. It's just so mundane and boring. But no, I am, like I say, the streams that we do are just of real people that just want to chat absolute nonsense about whatever. And like I say, with today, with the likes of Foden potentially out, but Akanji looking like he's definitely out. I've got Matty Cash playing today. Obviously Haaland captain, which really doesn't matter. But it will do for Vijay, because Vijay captains Saka, but he's 1000th in the world. So what does he know that we don't? Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. As ever, really do appreciate anybody watching this. If you do enjoy this stuff that me and Jason come out with, by all means, you can subscribe if you want. If you've enjoyed this video, just simply hit the like button. And of course, make sure you tune in to Jason tonight at 8 o'clock, where he's going to be doing Sunday surgery. Cheers all. See you later.